Do you think I could start coaching people as a grandmaster player? Oh yeah, you could start coaching people as like whatever elo. I started coaching when I was like in platinum, and then I eventually got up to master tier. But that took a long time. Well, if you look at my YouTube, I mean, coaching and teaching coaching and solo queue abilities are very different. And if you look at some of my older YouTube videos, Warcraft, I like my very old videos, like my first videos. I was actually a platinum player when I was coaching people. People fucking listened. So there is actually a breathing technique that you can use to calm down. Yeah. This could be done in like solo queue games. This could be done.
Cleanse?
Who you were? Hold on, I have glasses on. You could go cleanse. Yeah. You go cleanse. So the breathing technique is like you essentially take one deep breath, like really, and you hold it, right? And then you exhale, but you don't exhale all of it. You keep some of you keep some of the oxygen inside of your lungs, I guess. So then what ends up happening is your body actually ends up absorbing some of that oxygen, I guess, or again, I don't know the scientific term for it and everything, but it stays inside of your body once you fully exhaled. And it's like, it's really good for like calming yourself down. You could actually calm yourself down by doing that. I do that all the time when I'm like, mega nervous. And it works like 100% of the time.
I'm doing that right now.
Yeah, it's like just take like deep breaths and then you're going to be okay. And I even do that sometimes in games when games aren't going really well. I don't do that on stream because I actually just forget. But like, if I'm off stream or games aren't going really well or something's going wrong in the game, then like just breathing and staying calm is really effective. Oh wow, she's trolling. Nice.
That was
okay.
bad, kid.
Yeah, that was terrible by her. How she's doing. You should auto in between. Okay, nice.
Oh, I lost it. Oh, no, I don't.
No, you're good. You could cue her. Say that's fine. Could have cued her there. We'll go over it.
Oh, it landed. What the fuck?
She's gonna get level 2.
Oh my god, I'm trolling.
That's okay. Just stay calm. We'll go over your movements later. I mean, there are fundamental issues with your early movements, which we'll talk about. I mean, oh boy, you gotta flash. You gotta cleanse. Oh wait, she'll. Oh wait, she's dead.
She's dead.
Okay, nice. Whatever. How's the lane? Yeah, she played that really bad. I mean, I think it's pretty even. You gotta slow push this.
It's about who plays better.
Yeah, essentially. You could cue the. Yep. Should have done that a lot sooner, but it doesn't matter. Yep. Nice.
I didn't saw the map.
That's,
oh my god.
that's okay. I mean, your team wins that. Your team's winning. Renekton is coming, but it doesn't matter. You can win that. You have EQ. Or, there you go. Potion as you do this.
Fuck.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, Nami's coming. Ward. You didn't ward over the wall. Okay, he's dead. He's dead.
Oh my god.
That's okay. You could hit. Oh, you didn't W her. Try to keep the wave here. You should cue the wave. Okay, that works. Good. Red mana. That's okay. Syndra can spam, but I mean, not early on like this because he's gonna lose mana. Should never hit her right now. You should just let the wave, just farm with just regen. She should hit E. Oh, so slow. Oh, what is she doing?
I was waiting because I thought she was gonna dodge.
Oh, okay.
Why is she not?
That was like she just paused. Jeez, I mean you can get away from. Oh no.
Ah, no mana. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, you might be dead. Yeah, you're definitely dead here. Holy shit.
Should I base?
Yeah, you should base. That's not a question. Holy crap. Run. She will kill you. Get out. Get out. Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh.
Giving me a heart attack, man. Alright, so... what do you think your issues are?
I farm really poorly. I position myself. I don't know how to enter the lane. I don't know what should I do when I'm entering the lane. I trade really bad, and I don't see as much trading opportunities as there is for me to.
Okay. What Burix? Okay, so let's do this. Let's say you're Syndra, okay, and this is Ari, or this is Ari. If this was Ari, what's the problem here?
He's in the middle of the crypts.
Okay, so you do know how to enter lane. Okay. You enter through here.
Yeah.
So you do know how to enter lane. That's the first thing. Okay. So here everything is fine. Great. Okay. Whatever. Now, oops, I turned on this. Okay. So here, what do you do? What's the game plan?
There you could auto and Q.
Yeah, you want to just push. The most ideal ability at this point would be to hit these three backline minions while simultaneously taking out Malzahar's shield. Right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he does. This is correct. And now here he's just autoing in between. The reason he's autoing in between is because he is essentially trying to cushion the push that Malzahar is actually coming into lane with. Alright, so let me actually get my let me get the pen out here so I can draw this properly because I'm using a mouse right now. It doesn't feel good. Anyways, we're gonna do a brief discussion of this guy's gameplay. I actually might have potentially lost the pen, which I might actually have just lost my pen, which I might have to try to find that later. So we're not gonna have that for now. Not a problem. Whatever. Next time. Anyways, so yeah, then he backs off because he's on cooldown. Very obvious stuff. But then he's autoing in between minion waves, and then when he knows that when he knows that Malzahar is on cooldown, which he is because you can see the Malefic Vision coming out, he goes in for a Q when Malzahar goes in for an auto. Right? This is all very fundamental. This is all very basic. This is the stuff that you might understand, but you're not doing. So now let's look at your gameplay. We'll go back to that later, or whatever. Right? So we'll just close that off for now, and then let's take a look back on your gameplay here. So we get into the lane. This is completely okay. Whatever. And then let me see here. How's Epic Pen? Okay. Can you see this all right? It's kind of weird looking, but it should be okay, right?
Okay, I'm seeing it.
Okay, good. So the problem that I have in your gameplay is that you enter the lane. When do you enter the lane? You enter the lane here. Entering the lane is fine. This is okay. Here you could actually just hit her with a Q and then run towards the left side. Just like that. But we don't do that. You could also just stand behind your minions while you do this. This is also a possibility, because then this pretty much denies the ability, opening for, like, you know, the ricochet or like the angles, right? It denies angles onto you if you just stand like next to your minions. She ends up missing, and then you end up going for an auto for some weird reason. Like, why do you want to auto her? She's on cooldown. You're not on cooldown. Why do you click forward? Why do you move back? Why don't you just give her a Q? When you know your game plan, when you know your mission in this game is to actually push her in early for level 2, why are we sitting so back? Why is your next click forward, but it's not at her immediately? You then Q her, but look how late it is, and look how she moves. She misses her Q, and then her next click is forward. We look at Bjergsen's game, and, like, I mean, he fucks up. He should have moved back, which is whatever. Bjergsen moves back when an ability is used. So here, he hits code with the Q. His next click is straight back.
Yeah, I see it.
Because if he trades auto for auto, it doesn't benefit him in any way because of the proximity at which, you know, how the minions are basically aligned. They're going to essentially hit Bjergsen, and that's bad. His next click is back. Zoe's next click is forward. So you can already tell by just these movements alone that she's not a good player. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay?
Totally.
So this is the first stage. And then you opt to auto. But if this was a good player, you just autoed for no reason. When you should have actually hit her with a Q like this. This would have hit these two these two frontline minions. Would have aided in the idea of pushing the wave. And you would have gotten an HP discrepancy, or an HP advantage on her because she just missed her cooldowns. We know that our jungler is starting on the right-hand side. We know that the enemy jungler is starting on the left-hand side. And who was it again? Who was the enemy jungler? Karthus, right? So we know that he's not going to do anything too weird, so we could actually just opt to simply position ourselves on the left-hand side temporarily and then soon move back on the right, obviously being aware of Karthus, or we can just actually drop our ward immediately after this wave is pushed in, right? Okay, because we know that he's going to be on the left-hand side. But we don't sustain left-side pockets because it's actually really bad for us to do so. So at this point, you use Q, and now she's on now she's off a cooldown. Right, but you could actually just start like moving into her like this. Push her this way so that she goes this way. So then you're not in like close angle for Karthus' level 2. Right?
Right.
Because you know that your jungler might do a clear out like red into golems into raptors, which would eventually that would be it'd be there for like at least until like 255 or so, which would be essentially, you know, a very long time for you to sit in the left hand side of the lane, right? This is okay. You don't back up all the way, but it doesn't really matter. Here, another should have been a Q. I don't know why you don't keep, like, she's on cooldown. When do you trade?
I generally trade when they're off of cooldown or they're gonna
Okay,
go
so
for
what's Zoe's cooldown?
I don't know by.
Okay, let me check. Zoe cooldowns.
I generally like. I'll go for the
Okay,
6
do
second
you see this?
window.
Paddle star. 8 seconds.
8 seconds.
9 seconds, whatever. Okay, just round that up to 10. So one thing you can do is in your games just round some of these cooldowns up. Right? You might miss by like a few seconds, but that's okay. Even pros mess up that's okay. But you have an 8-second period, but you don't do anything. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Look, like she's going for last hits, and you're giving her these minions for free. Your Q is up. Why don't we just move into her? Give her Q. Don't let her just take these and auto these for free. And then after you've used Q, your next click is back, just like Bjergsen. And then you end up working on this melee minion, which then allows you to push the wave. Right? You're not going to get an immediate bounce back because this is the 3rd wave incoming, but you can at least bounce back the 4th. Right? You could possibly bounce back the 4th into the 5th into the potential 6th wave, right? But do you see some of the trading issues you have here?
Yeah.
You could hit her with a Q and you still don't, like, she's going for this. Again, hit her with a Q. You didn't hit her with a Q. Q, auto, move, or move downwards. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Move downwards. Q, auto, move downwards. She's going to position like this. Karthus can't do anything to us, right? So already your left side is open. Although you have a ward, so it's not the end of the world, so there's actually counter argument. And then here you stand next to the minion, so that's a problem.
I walk like really forward. And
Yeah, and then you auto, which is whatever, but you know that she has an empowered auto, and now you're going HP for HP. HP for HP is bad, and you know what that you know what I mean when I say that, right? Like if you have 80% HP, and then she has like 90% HP, or let's actually cancel it. Let's say you have 70. Then if you go like 20 for 20, you actually still you lose out. Okay. But you know she has an empowered auto, and yet you're still going on to her. Right? She's on cooldown. Even now, she's on cooldown, and then you have Q up, and you don't punish her. So that's an issue. Right? So here she uses this. You walk into your wave. She hits you with another paddle star. She actually ends up missing, which is good. You end up throwing the way. This is like a really simple mistake. That you just missed the Q. It's whatever. And now here you should have just keep running away. So she doesn't actually get the empowered Q onto you, or the auto. Sorry. And then you opt to auto, and then you go again. This is the HP for HP I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You see this? It's bad. And now you know now she's on cooldown, and you know that she can't reciprocate, and yet you still position on the left-hand side for whatever reason, when you know that Echo is in no area to actually come in for a gank. So this opening inside of mid doesn't even make any sense. And then what you do afterwards is just move into her. Don't let her get the CS for free. You know that she's on cooldown soon, right? So here, like, Q her. Do you see what you're doing?
Yeah.
You gotta hit her. And it's movements like this that are holding your gameplay back. It's fundamental movements like this. And then you move up to her, knowing that your Q is off of cooldown, and then she responds to you, and then you lose even more HP. And now you've done this like 3 times in a row, which now like you've essentially lost the lane. Right?
Yeah.
It's stuff like this that's losing you the lane. This is the fundamentals. What's lacking is your fundamental gameplay. She's gonna hit level 2, by the way. You can't do this. She could actually kill you here. If she just flash ease you, you're dead.
Yeah,
right? Although you will actually cleanse, so I guess I guess that might actually work. But yeah, so here your click here is just whatever. And now here you should cleanse. Just cleanse. You don't cleanse.
Hello?
Yeah. Do you see this?
Oh, I thought my internet had gone
No.
down.
But do you see what I'm doing? Like,
Yeah.
do you see what the issues are? Right? I mean, then she messes up, but it's like she could have killed you, right? I mean, I don't know why even she would do that, because she knows you have cleanse up, so that's weird. And it's fundamental trades like this. So now let's go back to Bjergsen's game and let's check out what he's doing. All right, let's take a look at the let's see what this guy's doing. Again, his Q's on. Wait, what? Hello, hold on. Let me backtrack, see what's happening. Yeah, so he clicks back, right? Like notice he goes in. He gets the Q off. He backs off. He knows Malefic Vision has just been used. He knows that the wave isn't going to die, so it's not going to bounce onto him immediately. He goes in, knows that the Q is still on cooldown. Malzahar has no reason. Malzahar actually trades HP for wave state here, which is absolutely fine. And then he ends up taking another trade, although that was a lot of damage, so maybe it wasn't so fine. And then his next click is just back. He doesn't opt to stay, because he knows that Malzahar is coming off of cooldown, right? And then here, I guess he's just getting outranged by Syndra essentially, right? But notice that he only goes in for minion trades when he knows that Malzahar is looking for an auto. Malzahar wants this minion. He goes in. Here he's allowed to go HP for HP because Malzahar's already lost a little bit of HP. He doesn't auto because that would be bad, because then these 3 casters would end up coming onto him, right? And then obviously this melee minion would end up jumping on him as well, and then he'd be forced to kite downwards, but it's like whatever, right? So he doesn't actually opt to auto, but he looks for the Q and he ends up, I think, lands it. Right? But he's going in. He's looking at Malzahar's movements. He's looking at the HP, and he's looking at the minimap. Everything else is in his peripherals. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is laning 101. Okay? This is all laning 101. This is stuff I would tell a silver player. And the difference between you and a challenger is really just the same thing that differentiates a silver from a platinum. It's just the fundamentals game. It's just a fundamental gameplay, right? Here again, he's going HP for HP, stands away from the minions, doesn't actually let Code get a good wave state on him. And then when this happens, you know he's screwed, right? Because now, yeah, the wave's coming into him, but Bjergsen has such a nice way, now obviously this could be a lot worse if there were more red minions than blue minions, because what would end up happening is he's fucked. He's essentially, it's over, because he can't actually move up for the wave because he's going to lose too much HP, right? But because the wave is coming in, Malzahar isn't in the worst of situations, but it is still bad because of just the fact that he's getting outranged by Syndra, okay? And these are the small little early advantages that you need to find. Again, Malzahar is looking for these 2 minions. Bjergsen's not just going to let him take it. Be cognizant of the fact that Malzahar obviously has cooldowns, right? And then he positions aggressively in accordance to that, right? So again, like, that minion is gone. He autos, and then look at this next minion that Malzahar wants to kill. Look at his next click. It's forward. Malzahar, minion, I click, forward. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see the...
It's just a difference between what he is doing versus what you're doing. right? And then let's play this out until like level 4 or so. And then again, his next click is back because he doesn't want to get hit by Code's or Malzahar's what's his name? I like his name actually, Code. It's a nice name. I wouldn't actually. He doesn't want to get hit by his cooldowns, right? Again, we know that he just used his E, and we know his things on cooldown. Like his abilities are on cooldown now, and now Malzahar is forced to play back, right? And then what do you think is gonna happen in the next few seconds? What's looking like when you can look at the mini map? What is being set up right now? We can see Xin Zhao top lane.
Maybe a dive?
Exactly. So what do you do as Faker? Or not Faker, Bjergsen, sorry. Jesus Christ.
Crash
Yeah. You crash the wave. You shove the wave, Lee Sin comes down behind him, this guy's dead, it's over. Right, because he doesn't know, because his fundamentals are poor. That's why Malzahar is essentially losing. Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't actually get the dive, but...
If he didn't get poked, as he did, he wouldn't have gotten dove.
Yeah, essentially.
So,
Yeah, and Flash goes down. Lee Sin actually misplays. Lee Sin should have already been on it. The Viper is on Lee Sin, yeah. Like, Lee Sin should have already been on that, but instead he was farming Raptors like a fucking NA jungler, so unfortunately that didn't work out, but that's okay. Right? And now, whatever, we're back in the lane, and, you know, the story continues. But your laning is, like, night and day compared to this. Right? Your laning essentially it's night and day compared to this. It's not as good. It's not as clean. And then you get to level 2, and then I think you're forced to back here at level 1? Yeah, you forced to back here at level 1, and now she like what is she doing? So here, like, once you're forced to base, she has relatively good HP and good mana, right?
Shouldn't have gone for that.
Yeah, she goes for this. She dies. She's coming back to base. The cannon ends up being okay for you because, whatever. Zoe's coming back. Had she not died, she would have denied you the wave, and then she would have had a better lane state. But it doesn't really matter. And at this point, what are you thinking? What's the idea behind what you want to do?
I'm just gonna try to clear the wave and
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. Well, don't. Why would you clear the wave?
I don't know. At this point, I'm totally tilted.
So, look at the wave state. What's happening to it? Look at Echo's location. Echo's location. Look at Echo's map movements on the left hand side.
Yeah, he's gonna farm top side. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know what should I do with it, with this information. What
do you think you could do? What could Echo do? What angles could he take on Zoe?
Oh yeah, he could come from top side.
Of course he can. Yeah, he can come to gank. Exactly. So
yeah, because oh my god, I'm so stupid.
So what? Yeah. So don't push the wave. That's wrong. Let the wave's coming into you. Great. Zoe's gonna come back. Zoe's gonna try to shove the wave into you, which she can because she has Q. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna Q this minion. You're gonna Q this, right? Because you want to thin it before Zoe ends up coming in. Because you want to keep the wave in a sweet spot for at least a few seconds until Echo can finish Wolves Blue into the right hand side, onto the left hand side jungle, and then come in for a gank. And then simultaneously, you want to retain right side pocket, and then just drop your ward here, or you can drop your ward all the way over here, so Karthus doesn't make like a really weird angle onto you happen. Okay. But like, I mean, you don't push. You just thin it, right? You can here. You should already be queuing. You should already queue the wave.
Yeah, because the wave's gonna be too big.
It's gonna be too big. You don't like. You could have already autoed that. You could have killed the cannon. You gotta kill the cannon. You gotta kill this minion. You gotta kill this minion, and you gotta let this minion live. Right? Like this stuff is like fundamental. This is laning 101. This is stuff I would tell a silver or gold Annie player or like a Malphite player to do. Right?
Yeah.
Your issue is all fundamental. You don't queue it. You didn't queue it quick enough. Like Q, hit the wave, and see how slow that is.
Yeah.
And then again, why don't you? I mean, I don't think you should E here because that would be kind of a waste. But now the wave is too big, right? Here you could actually, I think you could EQ. Is it QE or EQ? I'm sorry, I don't actually fully remember the combo.
Yeah, you can do both, but EQ is lower.
Yeah, you could get it. You could actually trade her down, right? Because she's not gonna hit you. You're safe from the paddle, from the bubble, right? Or the sleepy bubble, whatever. Yeah, because you're creeps. So if you just Q her, you not only hit these minions, and these minions, you also angle yourself fuck, I can't even think of the word. Like you angle yourself parallel to her, and then you just press Q or sorry E, and now she can't act. You know what I mean? That's an HP advantage you have.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't auto her, because if you auto her, then these minions would move in, because if you were to auto her, she would be back here. You'd have to move in. That wouldn't make any sense. Not to mention she has her empowered auto, so that'd be poor. But this gives you time to work on these minions here, at least, and you get at least a bit of a trade-off for her shoving the wave into you. Because when this wave is pushed into you, her only game plan is to look and simply position on the left-hand side of the lane, because that's where Karthus is essentially positioned, and to just keep harassing you until the next wave is incoming. Right?
Yeah.
She could either opt to not shove the next wave, or she could opt to shove in the next wave. That depends on what she wants to do with it. Okay?
Okay.
And then you position here. What's wrong with this?
It's the only angle for me to get healed by
It's the only angle for you to get absolutely destroyed in lane. You can't walk in like this. You have to walk in like this. Because now if this Zoe has any form of a brain, she just skill shot. Right?
Right.
She hits you with a skill shot, and then you're screwed. You have no minions to defend you. You're gonna be like less than half health actually after this is over. You know, so that's an issue. And then she doesn't do it for some reason. Right?
But there's the point when I do it again and she does it.
Well, yeah, you do it again. I mean, eventually she's gonna do it, right? If you keep doing it, if you keep misplaying, eventually it's gonna happen, right? This is all played really nicely for now, at least for now. You miss W, but he ends up Eing onto the enemy. Here, you should just move. Fuck, what do you even do here, man? I mean, you should just Q Bard at this point. Like, see how you're moving back for some reason?
Yeah, but I thought since I had no cooldowns, I just had to walk away.
You do have cooldowns.
No, I have only my Q.
Yeah, you hit her with a Q.
Oh yeah.
Hit him like, okay, look. Zoe uses her Q. Alright? Zoe used her Q. Zoe used her auto. I don't know if she has bubble. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Here, like, she's focused on... do you play CSGO?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I'm not a CSGO player, but basically there's a concept that one of my friend told me that if someone is targeting another player, that you should just target the player that he's targeting, or is targeting him. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
If player A is targeting player B, and let's say that, or let me make this even fucking better for Twitch chat. So if player A is targeting player B, then player C can target player A.
Yeah, because he's not gonna be able to shoot you with anything. He's not gonna be focusing on you.
Yeah, apparently it's called trading kills in CS:GO. Yeah, so why don't you just kind of do that? Obviously you're not killing anyone, but I mean Nami's coming in, and any HP is good, right? So pop a potion. Actually you don't even, I mean you should maybe pop a potion just to be safe. Go into him, Q, and then just wait for Nami, and then just play with them. Right? If Zoe used bubble, then I actually no, it's a bad idea. Nami, you should have already warded this, by the way. Should have already warded. How do you know she's not going this way?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
right? Yeah, should have immediately warded, and we don't ward. And now when he shows, and then this happens, fuck it, we pray that we're lucky. And now here, you shouldn't be afraid. Bubble's gonna come off, and now here you kill him, and then he flashes, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter because you can't avoid the flash. And now here we're in a really nice spot, right? W her. Look what she's doing. She's gonna walk up for the minion. Just throw the W out there. You have it on you. You're not gonna let it expire, right? But that's exactly what ends up happening. And now, again, now we're playing back from square one, where the lane's even and you're getting absolutely decimated by her. Okay.
Yeah.
And when this happens, this is just fucking tragic. Not much you can do here. I mean, I think you could have actually walked into her. I mean, you don't drink a potion. That's the first issue. And now when Echo's coming in here, ask your jungler to gank for you. The thing that concerns me about your gameplay, right? I mean, this is just one of the things that concern me, is that you never coordinate with the players on your team, right? I mean, this is, again, it's Brazil, but like he's master tier. So there's no reason why he shouldn't see this and then see like, okay, Zoe wants to kill this wave. Look at the next incoming wave. It's very I have to fucking squint to see that. It's very close, right? So if the next incoming wave ends up arriving and ends up locking here, it's bad for Zoe because now she can't take a recall. Because if she ends up taking a recall, you shove the entire thing into her and then she loses the next incoming wave. We know that it's not a cannon because obviously the cannon is literally dead right here. So she's forced to stay inside of the lane, which she can't because she has very low HP. You have really good setup with Syndra, and Echo's on the left-hand side looking for something to happen. He might look top lane, but we don't know because you're never F-keying up there. You're never even looking at the state of top lane to know if Echo has an option there. And if Echo doesn't have an option, you need to at least be pinging him to tell him that this is a very solid option to come down into mid lane just like this and then kill Zoe. And if Zoe backs up, absolutely fine. The next incoming minion wave ends up locking. What's her option? She either walks up to you to kill the wave to push the wave in, or she recalls, which in your case, and in that case, you shove the entire thing into her and now she loses the minion wave. And then what ends up happening after that? If the next incoming wave, you could actually give up the next incoming wave and then walk up to top lane with Echo and then kill Renekton, because now that puts Renekton under a shit ton of pressure. And then top lane bounces back, which Echo can then just recall, go blue, and then back up to top lane for a repeat gank. And then you're safe in mid, right? And then bot lane does whatever they're doing now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. This is all stuff that you can just start doing. Here, yeah, like this, like you see how the lane is locked? Also, that was fucking risky. You should never walk up like that and try to freeze it when you know that she can't actually, When I told you to lock the lane, I told you that it's going to lock. You don't have to do this because she could walk up to you, but she doesn't, so you're lucky there. And now here, ping your your jungler to come in mid. Position yourself and retain left side, right side pocket inside of mid. And then you just kill her, right? But instead, Echo doesn't come, and you don't actually, instead he goes for Scuttle Crab. You don't communicate it, and now you don't have mana to stay in the lane, and now she just pushes you in. Right? Oh, did she just bubble? Did she just bubble? Wait, I think she just bubble. I mean, it's not like you could have really done anything anyway, so. Yeah, she just used bubble, so so she bubbled. I mean, that's, okay, now you're safe to do whatever.
But I missed the Q.
I mean, yeah, you missed the Q, but that doesn't matter, right? The fact is, you don't set up your laners properly, or your junglers properly, sorry. Right? Your responsibility is not to kill your laner. Well, it is, but your jungler's responsibility is not to kill your laner, but it is your responsibility to help him set it up for him. Here, just E. What is she gonna do?
Nothing.
Nothing. E. And then you end up getting an E. E. E? You're still not using E. She just stops moving.
Yeah.
She's like, hit me, please. W. WQ. Holy shit. She shouldn't have even done that. Right? Like, she shouldn't even be doing this. This is all poor. Right? And it's stuff like this that's essentially just holding you hostage in your elo. Okay? Everything after this is just lane. It's just a repeat. Eventually, it becomes a whole. It just becomes a game of like fucking tennis where you just shove the wave into each other over and over again until something happens, and then you do stuff, right? But like everything that we had to discuss is from level 1 till level 6. Everything post level 6, you should have been 0. She should have been like 0-10, and you should have been a lot more fed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, again, you position into like the narrow area of mid inside between the wall and the tower, and then you end up getting hit by the ability there. That was bad. I mean, what else do you want to go over? Everything else is kind of just whatever, right?
Yeah, then after I'm just lost in the map.
Yeah. So what do you? So okay. How do you win League of Legends? This is an awkward question to ask a master player, but if this is, you destroy the Nexus. How do you destroy the Nexus?
By, I don't know, maybe getting the towers or getting the Baron.
Okay, getting towers, getting Barons. Yeah, Baron, Dragon. This is all good for killing the Nexus. So now, if these are the objectives, why don't we just play around them? Well, so you said that you don't know how to like mid game. You don't understand mid game as a mid laner, but what do you not understand exactly?
Like lane allocation. I'm just so bad at it. I know that there's the thing that the player with teleport should be on the opposite side of the next objective, but like it's just so hard to execute it.
Not always. When like it could also be a case where the player with teleport can't actually match the other player, where in that case teleport ends up being like nullified. But okay, so I mean, okay, I guess we could color code this again. So if Baron is up and Dragon is up, what do you do? And
you go for Dragon.
No, Baron is up and Dragon is Dragon is down, Baron is up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You set up vision, and I don't know. You send the top laner bot lane, or you all get into the red side jungle and try to get some vision, or try to get a pick off. And push the mid. And
so
the top.
With respects to lane allocation, let's say that Baron is up and Dragon is down, and and all these towers are gone. Okay, let's see. All these towers are just gone. It's like 35 or 40, not even 40. Let's say it's like 20, 30 minutes in, or 35, 30 minutes in the game. And then there is a massive minion wave, like a big minion wave, coming into your tower like this. You're playing from blue side. Then, what do?
I hope that my top laner goes to
Your top laner is an idiot, and your top laner doesn't have teleport.
Then I base and my team loses Baron.
No, you don't. You don't go bot.
I don't.
You don't go bot. Because if your team loses Nash, what does it matter if you ate a wave?
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Because I'm maybe gonna lose the tower if there's someone there, but if I lose Baron, I lose the game.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, this sucks. This should never happen. But obviously, and there's situations that lead up to the situation, this issue happening. But in solo queue, you want to go. I mean, unless now, obviously, we can get a little more advanced. If you're playing, depending on the elo you're playing at, let's say that now what I said isn't actually completely correct, and let me explain why. You're playing from blue side. You have openings inside of blue side that allow you to enhance, like you have better openings. So I mean, we can talk about openings, right? These are all wall entrances, right? Inside of blue side into Nash. You can move into Baron like this. You could move into Baron like this. You could move into Baron like this. You can move into Baron like this. This is infinitely better than red side, who doesn't that don't actually have the ability to do that, because they have this massive, like wall of China just fucking blocking everything, right? So they either have movements like this into the ramp, or they have movements like this into the tri-bush. And again, if you just control left side vision, and if this area is nullified, then or if this area is completely like dark for the enemy team, they only have one entrance. So then if you just dance it out around this area without actually engaging, then you actually have the time to pick up Nash or the minion wave and then respawn back up to top lane, or the left side jungle where the fight would actually end up taking place. But that requires you to actually do something called pinging, which you're not even doing in lane phase. So in mid game it doesn't even exist. But you can't ping until you know. That's the issue. Right? So you can consider these things as well. And again, these things also matter inside of the right side jungle, where this whole scenario would actually end up flipping, right? So then again, you have entrances like this. Let me just clear all this. You have entrances like this, where again, these are all just, openings or whatever. Where if you're playing again from blue side, very awkward for you to go like this. Very awkward for you to go like this. Very awkward for you to go like this, unless you're pushing down mid lane, where then you trade down mid tower for Nash, or Dragon. But now we're getting into like competitive play and shit. But you get the idea, right? Does that all make sense so far?
Yeah.
So you have to think about these things, but then simultaneously evaluate: is your team stupid enough to actually engage while you're picking up this wave? If the answer is yes, then you unfortunately go and join the idiots up in the left side jungle. If the answer is no, and again in most cases it should be no, because you're playing inside of master tier and like grandmaster or whatever, then the answer should be, hey, can we wait and chill? Let me shove this wave and then go join you up in top lane. Now, if you were to swap this scenario and you were playing from red side or purple side, then obviously you know, situations will end up occurring where you might have to go up to the left side jungle without actually addressing down bot lane. But then again, your top laner should be available to pick up the wave, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There is an opening inside of mid lane where there is one opening, even in professional play and even in like high-low solo queue, when this tower falls. Again, let's assume you're playing from blue side. Also, sorry, I'm still feeling a little sick from yesterday. So the opening is essentially when this tower falls and you're playing from blue side and your bot lane ends up swapping down into mid, because let's assume that these both objectives are relatively favorable for your team. So we want to be standing bot lane in middle, so they're in close distance from both objectives. The mid laner actually may opt to go down into bot lane, and if a Rift Herald fight does actually take place, the mid laner is in no way close to the Rift Herald. This is an opening inside of solo queue, inside of even competitive, that the mid laner can't do anything. But don't confuse stuff like this from like bad macro. Okay, that's not bad macro. This is just you not. This is a standard mid lane macro opening. Okay. Where the mid laner can't respond unless you're playing something like Talia, or you're playing something like Twisted Fate or Valiant Soul, or you're running teleport. Then you can't actually respond towards the Nash. But then going bot lane is also, or not Nash, but Rift Herald in this case. But going, you know, obviously this changes because you're playing on left side, so these openings do actually come into play. But if you're playing from the opposite side, then there is very little counterplay that you can do. So, you know, whatever. But that stuff shouldn't make you lose games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should at least know like how to play the game out at a at least a fundamental level, with, you know, respects to like macro. The lane ward here is weird. I don't know why you ward here when you know she just walked down to bot lane river. You know she's going like this. I feel like you're just autopiloting at this point, so that's a problem. The ward doesn't do anything for you. Just shove the lane and spam ping. You should have spam pinged. You didn't. Doesn't matter. And then everything that happens after this is really just like just nonsense, really. I mean, if we were to take an in-game example here, right? Like, bot lane right now is actually playing poorly, and why are they playing poorly, do you think?
Why my bot lane?
Yeah, like, why is bot lane, like, what, like, we just talked about macro lane allocation, so what's the issue here?
Because the Herald is up in their bot lane. They're
exactly, yeah, the Herald is up, and they're just sitting in bot lane. Oh, I'm an idiot. Actually, no, I'm an idiot.
Why?
The tower is still up.
Oh, yeah. And it has the bricks, the barricades.
Mm-hmm. So you don't actually lane swap. Okay? But let's say that we fast forward. Tower falls. What's Bard's misplay? Is bot lane with while Herald is up. Pushing in a wave for no reason. So that's an issue. Right?
Yeah.
So these are already misplays, right? Yeah, and everything else, I mean, it's just you A-ramming and winning mechanically, right? Mechanics are most important in solo queue. What happens in the mid game isn't as important, but it is still very vital for you to, you know, at least understand the basics of what you want to be doing, you know, after the lane phase. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No,
Alright,
that actually enlightened me a lot.
Yeah. So I mean, again, the idea is you need to play champions. I mean, can I have your OPGG actually?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Show me your OPGG. I haven't actually even looked at that.
Here. I've sent you a few times on the stream.
Oh, have you? Oh, you have. Yes, I know this.
Yeah. I haven't played a lot of solo queue games because I was waiting for the coaching session.
Yeah. Okay.
Better insight.
I mean, I would even play. I mean, Akali is fine. I would actually just play Orianna. To be honest,
Orianna?
yeah, I would actually just play Orianna. Your laning is really bad. It's really weak. That's the problem. That's what's holding you back from Challenger. Getting Challenger is very easy at this level. Right? What's holding you back is your laning. You need to be better at laning. Like that is your first priority. So I would actually just play Orianna. I mean, wow, you have a high win rate on Syndra. What the hell happened in this game?
What?
What,
This game, dude, I don't know. I wasn't playing at my best.
were you just really nervous?
Yeah, I don't do that really often.
Okay. I mean, okay, maybe we can. Okay, maybe I should take that back then. Let me reevaluate this. Because when I saw your Syndra, I'm like, you shouldn't be playing Syndra.
Yeah, but I'm actually a really good Syndra. I consider myself to play really good. I punish people on the laning phase a lot. I make them waste their flash like really often.
So if I did this, let's take a look. My I can't type. Okay, if I did something like this. Shit, who's a good Syndra player? Why can't win? I like that. Okay, hold on. There might be. Hold on, let me find a better Syndra player. This guy's pretty good, but let me find a better Syndra player. Let me find a Syndra player in like even higher elo. I guess we could take a look at him. I mean, I don't really like this, but it's whatever. What do you see the differences? Oh my god, there's an ad. Hold on, let me fucking change that.
Oh shit.
Refresh the thing. I don't know how to close it either. Okay. Yeah, so what do you see in the Syndra?
The first thing I see is the CS difference.
Yeah, there is a CS difference. So how do you get more CS?
Getting better at last hitting and lane allocation.
Not necessarily. If you trade well, then you're gonna have more time on the wave versus the enemy, right?
Right.
So this doesn't just show lane allocation. Lane allocation is actually kind of harder to control because you're relying on other teammates.
Yeah.
But this is indicating your understanding of lane. If your lane is good, your CS will increase.
That makes sense.
Right? If your lane is good, your CS will increase. That's the problem. You have low CS because your lane is lacking. So what you need to do is you need to first refine lane. Okay? And then on top of that, it seems like he dies less. Yeah, he dies about the same. So that's okay. Again, the junglers are a lot different in this region. What is this even? What region is this? This is your region. Oh no, I'm an idiot. This is Korea. Okay. Yeah. 4.2 versus, yeah, I mean, he actually dies a little bit less than you, but I mean, it's essentially the same. Right? So again, there's a CS difference and there's just a lane difference, right? So I recommend you actually watch players like this. Right?
Right.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Was this session helpful? Do you have any like?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because, yeah, I don't know how much you don't know, and that's the concern because I mean your rank says masters, right? So it's like, okay, how do I approach this player, right? All right, man. If you have any questions, you can always just contact me.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll
All right.
do that.
Sounds good. I know 2020. I know this is like a special request coaching. That's why I'm doing this right now. But 2020, I will be like actually back at coaching. So, yeah, you can.
Maybe I'll get back to you.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. I mean, I think you could easily hit challenger, and then when you're back, I think that we should do the session when you're in challenger.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think that we should do a session while you're in this elo right now because masters is in this level. It's kind of low. All right, man.
Okay.
All right. Nice meeting you. I will talk to you next time. Take care. Bye.
Thank